Today with Cool Clubs, we're getting dirty. We're talking mud balls.
Mud ball!
What really happens to your ball flight when you've got mud on it? We're out here with our buddies at Cool Clubs. Smartest guy in the business I know, Mark Timms. We're using the Iron Byron. We're taking human element out of it to truly understand what happens to a ball when it has mud on it and you have to hit it. We're gonna hit a 6-iron. We're gonna put mud all over these and see what happens. So we went and tested basically all the mud on planet Earth. It took us about 3 weeks to come up with this concoction. This is the average consistency of mud on planet Earth. I mean, I think we've all played in conditions where that could happen. For our first test, what happens with mud on the outside of the ball? Fire away. Oh, wow, look at that.
It actually drew a little bit.
All right, what happened?
Well, it actually went to the left. Surprise, surprise. So what happened basically is the spin axis tilted.
How far off center was that?
63 feet offline. So that's what, 20 yards. It's enough to make a pretty big difference.
Yeah.
You're missing the green for sure.
Next test, mud on the inside. Look at that. Second ball with mud on the inside, 70 feet to the right. Mud on the inside makes the ball go right. Next test, mud on the top. Nobody's tested this before. Look at that. Interesting. So mud on top, obviously we didn't lose that much dispersion. We're about 14 feet offline. Carry was almost the same as a clean ball. From this right here, I'd say if I have mud on the top of my ball, I'm not adjusting too much.
Yeah, that's right.
Mud on bottom, let's try that. Okay, mud on the bottom, interesting. Launched a lot higher. The dispersion wasn't that much.
Yeah, the dispersion, just like the mud on top, it stayed pretty straight. The only thing affected is the carry is way down. I mean,
Lost about, what,
almost 20 yards.
Almost 20 yards in distance.
Yeah.
Mud on the bottom, grab more club. Next test, mud in front of your ball. Here we go.
The ball went a little crazy, right?
Very unpredictable. Mud in front's worthy one more hit. I wonder what the carry will be. We lost a little bit, or from the first one?
We gained. We were in
gained.
140,
Mud?
55.
So mud in front of your ball, directly in front, good luck. Good luck. Pretty much just don't change anything, cross your fingers and hope you get lucky. I think that's what that is. Next test, mud behind your ball.
Okay, so we're a little different. We hit the mud first instead of the ball, so obviously this had a totally different outcome. Essentially what happened is the mud absorbs a lot of the energy, so the ball goes slower. Obviously it only carried 138 yards.
So we lost about
20 yards.
20 yards.
Yep. So anytime you make an impact, specifically with the face and the mud's in the way, you can assume it's going to be shorter. The more mud, the shorter it's going to go.
And our dispersion offline wasn't...
You're kind of random there. You're going to get a little variable because the mud's not totally consistent. But it's not going to go flying offline because that's pretty much all that mud's going to dissipate at impact. So.
Right. Just gonna have to clean your club.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully don't get mud in your eye, right?
So our earlier tests were a lot of mud, right? Extreme. So on the scale now is more accurately a representation of how much mud would really be on your ball. About 2 grams. So now we've gone and put 2 grams of lead tape on the ball, and we're gonna do the same test for more consistency, if you will. Because, I mean, we're at Cool Clubs. Obviously, we're gonna go to the extreme here. Whoa, we've had a revelation. Okay, mud on the outside made the ball go left.
Yep.
We then switched to lead tape on the outside. I thought it was gonna go left again. It didn't. What happened?
So what's happening here basically is the mud is having an effect at impact. So the ball flies the direction the spin was created from the aerodynamics in the beginning. The lead, not so much, right? You just got a heavier part in the air, so one side of the ball was heavier than the other, so it goes towards that direction. And the mud just basically disintegrates and disappears.
It's gonna go where the lead tape is. Mud, it'll go opposite.
Right.
All right, Mark, so what did we learn?
Well, we learned that the mud definitely affects the ball. So if it's on the outside or away from you, it's going left. If it's on the inside, it's going right.
So it's true.
Yep.
Ball will go opposite direction of what side the mud was on.
Question is why and how much? With this much mud on it and swinging around 80 miles an hour, your average, male golfer, it moved about 20 to 30 yards, max.
Yep.
So, a bunch less than that, small amounts, you're probably gonna see 5 to 10 yards.
Sure.
On a typical thing.
So almost judge how much you want to change your aim by how much mud you have on your ball.
Yeah, and obviously it's relative to some extent, to how far you hit the ball, right?
Sure.
So if you're at a 6-iron 200 yards, it's going to move a lot more than you hit a 6-iron 100 yards.
And our Iron Byron was hitting a 6-iron on a clean ball. How far?
On a clean ball is in about a 155 carry.
So what was your big takeaway from today?
No, it definitely moves. It doesn't move as much as I thought it would with the crazy amount we put on there. But you know, as a general rule, you know, 10% is probably pretty good. So it's a 150-yard shot. You know, with a 6-iron or so, it's going to move about 15 yards or so with a lot. So anything less, you can kind of go back down from there. So next time you got a mud ball, we gave you stuff to think about.
Stay dirty, friends.
Yeah, I'm getting dirty actually.
Yeah. And if you're doing mud ball tests on your own, don't wear a white shirt.
Yeah, it did get a little on me, didn't I?
Yeah. Thank you, guys. We learned a lot.
Sorry, I got in here just chatting.
All right. How many shots do we got?
You know what?
The experiment's still going on, I think. I think this is more of a human experiment than...
How many years have you been doing this now?
Kim Braley, everybody. We're in our 5th season.
So
For
you've
4
only been doing it
years.
5 years.